This is Gemara Chulin Daf Samach, and we're holding on Samach Amud Aleph. We are 5 lines down. Middle of discussions between the Caesar of Rome, the Caesar, and Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya. Says the Gemara, another story. The Caesar, Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya, Bina Deitzbis, Leineham Alilu. I want to prepare bread, a feast for your God. Amr Le Loimatzis. It's not necessary. Loy matzis, you can't do it. Amai, he says the Caesar, why not? Mifishi chilvase. Says, are you sure? You know what? You can't prepare for God because his legions are too numerous. Amar le, says the Caesar, Ibra, I will prepare him a feast. Amar le, Rabbi Shua responds, Poi, go out. Sveis legida de Ravita de Ravicha Alma. Go prepare a banquet on the river, Ravisa, where there's a lot of open space. Tarach, Shid Yarchi Kaita. Caesar toiled for the 6 summer months. I see Zika Kinshaya Liyama. A wind came and swept all the preparations into the sea. Tarach Shita Yarchi Lisvusa. We are another 6 months into the winter. Rain came and washed it into the sea. Amr lei, my high. So the Caesar says to Yeshua, what's the meaning of all this? What's going on? So Yeshua responds, Amr lei, hani this. These are the sweepers and sprinklers that come in for Hashem, the entourage that comes before the king. Amr lei, so the Caesar says, Yachi. Matzina. Clearly, I'm not able to make a banquet, a feast for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Amrulei. Bas Keisar Chananya. Now the daughter gets involved. 12 lines down. The first one line is Amrulei. The daughter says, Chananya Nigrahu. Your God is a carpenter. He makes a roof with water. Tell him he should make me one thing. So the daughter of the Caesar is asking that she wants a reel or a bobbin of some sort that's made by Hashem. Amar l'chaye. Yeshua says, no problem. B'yirachmei Allah v'inaga. He davened and she was afflicted with leprosy. Aisa v'shuka deraimi v'yabilei mitar risa. They placed her in the marketplace of Rome, and they gave her a reel. Because the custom was that anyone they got a nega minuga, anyone they got leprosy in Rome, they gave them a reel. And they sat them in the marketplace in the wind coils of thread, and that was a form of this interesting cure for this disease. Bishuka, I said, and she, why do they do this? So people would see, people would daven for the person. One day, awesome. Yeshua was passing there. So this daughter, the Bas Caesar, was sitting in winding coils of thread in the Roman marketplace. Amar lo, Yeshua ben Chananya says to her, Shapirta, mitarisa diavlach Elohai. Was it good? The reel that God gave you? Amar le, she says, Emali leloikach. Go tell your God, Lishkol, to take you back, my diavli, what he gave to me. Clearly, she had enough with the leprosy. Amar la, Yeshua Chananya says, Eloikah done. God gives, he does not take. And that's the end of this exchange between the Caesar, or the daughter of the Caesar, and Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya. Says the Gemara, let's go back. Where do we get into this whole discussion? We're talking about different animals. Amar Rav Yehuda, about 15 lines of the white lines. Shar karsisan uparsisan, a shar with a big belly and large hooves. Rav Reishev Rav Genufte, its head is large and its tail is large. V'chilufa bechamra, and the opposite is true about a donkey. Says Gemara, Lamayna Efkamina, what, you're telling me animal characteristics? Lemekach umemkar. Buying or selling. Buying or selling, you have to know what is a stam ox, etc. The shar that Adam Arishan offered as a carbon, keren achas haislai one horn on its forehead, shenemar, v'seitiv la'Hashem yishar bar. Makrin, mafris, one bull, an ox bull horned and hoofed. Makrin, tarti mashma. Frekti Gemara, what do you mean? Makrin sounds like two. Amar Nachman, makrin. Mikarin ksiv, excuse me, which indicates only one horn. V'amar Rav Yehuda, similarly, Shar Jacob Adamari, Shav Karnav, Kaid Maisle Bar Susov. The horn, the active Adamarisha, the horns came before its hooves. Karnav Kaid Bar Susov, Shenem Yisrael Hashem Yishar Par. Makrin par mafris, makrin bereisha v'hadar mafris. First, it had a horn and then it had a hoof. Messiah later of Shub and Levi says the Gemara, this is a raya. Everything at the beginning of time was created. Bekoimasan with their full height, Bedaitan Nivru with their full Das Mitzavyan Nivru, according to their desire. Shem Vechulu Hashmayim Va'aretz Chol Tzavam Al Tikvi Tzavam Ela Tzivyanam, which means their host. Excuse me, Tzavam Ela Tzivyanam, which means their desire. So their beauty, their stature, etc. Darash Rav Chanina bar Babi Chavod Hashem Li'olam. On the second white line, the glory of Hashem should endure forever. Yisach Hashem Masav. Pasuk said, this Pasuk Sarai Amru, the minister of the world said, an angel that had control of the whole world, V'shash Amar, Amru, V'shash Amar, Kadosh Baruch Hu Leminai, B'ilanis. When Hashem said regarding the trees, they should emerge, each limineo, each according to its own kind. Nasu Deshayim Kalva Chaimer, different herbage, different plants, made a kalva chaimer, and they said, "Batzvan Immer said Shalikadosh Baruch Hu Bar V'Yovya." Hashem wanted a confusion. Laman Emer Lemineu B'Ila nice void kalva chaimer. My Lanishin Dargun Latzis Bar V'Yovya. Trees do not generally go out Bar V'Yovya in confusion, and yet Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu Lemineu Anu us the herbage Halachas Kama V'Kama. How much more so should we each stick to their own lane? Each type of verbiage came from the earth in its own way. Pasach Sarailam V'amar, the Sarailam, this minister of the world, started saying, Yehi Chevoid Hashem La'ilam Yisach Hashem V'masav. You see how Hashem rejoices with the incredible handiwork of His creation. Bayi Ravina on the last line, Erkev Shei Deshayim Zal Gav Zeh, sown grafted, two types of herbage, two types of Deshayim, one on top of another. Or do we say Hashem was maskim? Commander Sev, says Marteku. We did have to wait for a teretz. What is the status of the kalayim, of the grafting potentially of different types of vegetables, etc.? Continues the Gemara 4 lines down. Samachamad Aleph. Reb Shimon Bazi Rami Ksevayas Alikim Eshnei Amayrais. Says in the Torah that God created two luminaries, Uksev, as a Maragadav, as a Marakatan, the large Mar and the small Mar, the sun and the moon. Amar Yel Neged Baruch Hu Rebbeinu Shailam. Says the moon, Avshel Eshnei Malachim. Sheishtavu B'Keser Echad, a famous story. The moon asked, how can it be two malachim with one crown? Amar la, l'chiyu ma'ates hatzchak, go make yourself small. Amar l'fani Rebbeinu Shailam. Hava ma'ates chadavar egon, imites atzmi. What I say wrong? Why are you making me smaller? What I say incorrect? Amar lei, so said Hashem, Nachu mashal b'yayim uba layla. You're going to rule by day and night. There are times you see the moon even by day, which for the sun we know you never see at night. Amar lei, but the moon continues, my Rabusa. What is the greatness? The Shraga my Mahani. What do you need a candle of daylight? Very good. There'll be times you can see the moon. Lamaisa, the sun already illuminated the sky. Mayani Amar La Zil Yaminai Bach Yisrael Yom Vishan Le Yisrael. Count the days of the years through this. Of course, is where we count our calendar through the moon. Amar Le Yemanami I Evshar Dlomana Bevit Kufasa. Yemanami, the sun also. They cannot, it's impossible to live without it. They'll say, go and the righteous will be called by your name. Yaakov HaKatan, Ushmuel HaKatan. This was the response of Hashem. Chazye, David HaKatan, Chazye do kam yasif zayti. Hashem saw, nonetheless, the moon is not being calmed down. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Eveu Kapara Alai. Says Hashem, bring a kapara on my behalf. Shemiatu as a yarech, for I diminish the moon. Why is the seer of Rosh Chodesh any different? Shenemar, Poi Lashem, Lashem. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, seer zeh kapara al shemiati as a yarech. Whatever this means, but at some level Hashem feels bad and that he diminished the moon, and he says he has to bring a carbon for such. Ravasi Rami, 8 lines into the white lines. Ravasi has a sirah. It says that the earth gave vegetation. This is the 3rd day of creation. And then the pasuk says, and everything terem yabaris. We're not yet on the earth. B'mali Shabbat on the 6th day. So did everything come out on the 3rd day or not? Malamed sheyatu desham v'amdu al pesach hagarka the dashayim. The herbage is waiting. At Shabbat and Rishon Abikish leim rachamim. Everything was ready indeed from day number 3. The herbage was ready to sprout, but it was not able to until the tzaddik Adam Rishon came. And David, the earth Yishamim v'samchu lemedcha sheyesh baruch hu misave l'tfilasan shel tzadikim. Shishapikis talks about this at length, and he comments that you see that all the goodness in the world could be waiting. But without tefillah, it doesn't open that gate and let it through. Just like Adam Arishan, it was all ready, it was all waiting. But without Adam davening, it was not shaykh. Nachmar Baba Habalei Ahi Ginsa. Nachmar Baba at a certain garden, Shalvei Bizrana, V'loi Samach. He planted it, didn't sprout. V'yirachamei Asar Mitra V'samach. He davened, the rain came and it sprouted. Amar Hainu Dir Ravasi. This is like Ravasi. And now we go back to the Mishnah, the different creatures, kosher and not. Amar Chanan bar Rava. Hashisua Beriab of Neatzmi. The Shua is his own creation. Sheishla Shnei Gavin Sheish Drais. It had 2 backs and 2 spines. Moshe Rabbeinu Kinigi Aya Oy Blister Aya. Was Moshe Rabbeinu a Kinigi or Blister? Was he a hunter and archer? That he should know about these exotic animals? Mikan Tshuva Leimer Ein Torah Min Hashamayim. You see the absolute incredible depth of Torah. Amar Leir Rav Chisda Rav Tachlifa Bar Ravina Zilksev Kinigi Uvalistra Bagadata Uparsha. Go right down, use the word kinigi and balistri in your agadata, but explain it as well. Says the Gemara, what is this? A memra that Rav Chisda learned that evoked such a comment. The pasuk first says 5, then it counts 6. There are nuki, the distinguished ones, are only 5. Amr Rav Chisda, Rav Chachliva bar Ravina, Ksevar Noiki v'Agadah Uparsha. Write down using Arnoiki and Parsha, please. The Rav Damarav. Ive Avim Miteman Ba'u, says Rav. The Avim is mentioned after the 5 princes because case from Teman, they weren't really the Pelishtians. Tanam Yachi Araya. Ivim Matiman Ba'u. The Ivim came from Matiman, from Teman. Avim, so why are they called the Ivim? She'ifsuas Mekaiman, because what do? They ruin their homeland. Tavaracha, another pshat. Ivin Shekol Araya Isa Machzasa Ivis. Anyone who sees these people is grab hold of with Ivis, with trembling. With trembling. And Amar Rav Yosef. Veslo Shitzri Dari Shnei L'chol Chad V'chad. Each one had 16 rows of teeth. Quite scary, which of course is what the Gemara means. It caused people to tremble. Amar Rav Shimon Lakish 15 lines to the bottom. Harbi Mekroi Sharoyin Lisraif. There are many psukim that if you read them wrong, you can mess up the turrets, right? To be burnt. Ve'nein gufei Torah, but yet they are Torah. Ve'avim Ayoshev Chatzir Gaza. The Avim dwelt in the open cities until Gaza. My nafka Allah mina. May the Ashrei Avimelech LaAvram. This comes to teach us the Shvu Avimelech. Melech Plishtim swore to Avram Avinu. Im Tishkar Li Olini Nechti. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Leisu Kaftarim. V'livku Me'avim Dahainu Plishtim. Let the Kaftarim come and conquer the Avim or the Plishtim. V'leisi Yisrael. Livku Mi Kaftarim. Let the Yidden come and conquer from the Kaftarim. Similarly, says the Pasuk Cheshbon Yersichon Melech Amayri He Funilcha Melech Mayav V'Goymer Ma'inav Gulamina Tamar Le'Ekshvachli Yisrael. I'll teach us Mayav. Do not oppress Mayav. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu Leisi Sichon Leifkei Mi Mayav Leisi Yisrael. Let Sichon come, conquer Mayav, and they'll let the Yidden conquer it from Lifku Me Sichon. V'hainu Damar Ababi Amunu Mayav Tiaru Be Sichon. Now one last pasuk, Sidonim Yikro Lecharmei Shirya, and the Sidonim would call Hermon Shirman. Tana, we learned in a Brisa Shani Shanir V'Shirya Mahari Eretz Yisrael. For the mountains of Eretz Yisrael, Malam Age Klach Vechamum Salam Malach Uvan Eloi Karim Krach Gadol Atzmai Velo Hashem Arei Velo Hashem, and they raise it up on their name. Raise it up on their name. Velo Hashem Hari Yisrael Lamedcha Shafilu Hari Eretz Yisrael Chavivin Al Musa Elam Chayetz Bevesam Have Yer Yisrael Aram Manaf Kulamina Dleikur La'achav Kalvasa Nafkinez. You should not call the brothers into exiles. And we'll stop over here. We'll pick it up from here. B'siyata.